Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Terry, and in this video, I am going to be unboxing a book that I ordered from Tan Books, which is also known as St. Benedict Press. I ordered a Paul Thigpen book, and let's see what we got. Oh, the pull tab broke. All right, I'll just have to rip it open because I forgot to grab the knife. All right, there we go. Yep, it's in there. The name of the book is Saints Who Saw Hell. It's a hardcover, and here it is. Interesting cover. The full title is Saints Who Saw Hell and Other Catholic Witnesses to the Fate of the Damned. I'm going to read a little bit of the back cover, or no, it's not the back cover I read. It is the inside flap. Okay. I'm going to read the first two short paragraphs here. Gnawing worms, unquenchable fire, utter darkness, weeping and gnashing of teeth. With these fearful words, Jesus warned sternly that hell is real and that we ourselves could end up there. Hopefully none of us do. Since ancient times, Catholic saints and other visionaries have reported viewing horrific scenes of eternal punishment. That line there reminds me of Dante's Inferno. The Church teaches that when these visions aren't contrary to divine revelation, the Bible, so for those of you that may not be Christian and are watching this, the phrase divine revelation refers to the Bible, because it's a unique form of revelation from God. I'll start that sentence over. The Church teaches that when these visions aren't contrary to divine revelation, we're free to accept or reject them. Yet even claims to private revelation that give us pause may provide sobering insights into the eternal consequences of our choices. And then there's a list of some things in here. I'm not going to read every one of them, but I'll read 2 or 3 of them. Scriptural witnesses to the reality of hell. Scenes from 2nd century sources. The Apocalypse of Peter, the oldest surviving Christian vision of hell, and the 3rd century Apocalypse of Peter. Now, I have not read either of those. I have copies of those, but I have not read those. Ancient reports collected by Pope St. Gregory the Great, witnesses to hell from the time of the Catholic Reformation, such as St. Teresa of Avila, Blessed Maria de Agreda, and Blessed Richard of St. Anne. All right, let's see what this book looks like without the dust jacket. Okay. Wow, it's red. I don't know how the color is coming across to you, the viewer, but it's a red. It's got a texture to it a little bit. On the side, indented into it, and like gold lettering, it says Thigpen, which is the author. And then Saints Who Saw Hell, and then it's got the Tan Books logo. Put this back in the dust jacket. Oh, there's more stuff on the back. The back flap. Visions from later centuries such as St. Alphonsus Liguori, Blessed Anne Catherine Emmerich, St. John Bosco, the Children of Fatima, and St. Faustina Kowalska. Paul Thigpen, PhD, is an award-winning journalist and the best-selling author of 53 books. Among the most popular works are Manual for Spiritual Warfare, which I have, and I've done a video on it. A Year with the Saints. He was a convert to the Catholic Church. I'm a convert to the Catholic Church. That's pretty cool. Paul served the church as a theology professor, historian, and speaker, an apologist, a catechist, and a member of the National Advisory Council of the United States Conference of Catholic Bishops. His work has been circulated worldwide and translated into 14 languages. That's impressive. All right, let's see what the inside looks like here. Copyright 2019. There's an excerpt in here from the diary of Saint Maria Faustina Kowalska. I have a copy of that. I think that's in one of my videos. Excerpt from Paul Thigpen's novel, My Visit to Hell. On pages 185 to 188, it does give more sources and acknowledgments. There's an ISBN. The cover was designed by Carolyn K. Green. The cover illustration is of Dante and Virgil observing those who committed simony, published by Tan Books in the United States. And it gives their website. I will put a link to this book. I bought it while it was on sale for $5. I do not know if it'll be $5 when you go to look at it. And I'm not affiliated or associated with them or anything. Printed and bound in India. Oh, there's a quote from the New King James Version in here. A merry heart has a continual feast, Proverbs 15:15. It's nice that they put something positive there. Here's the structure of the book. There's an introduction. Then there's 2 chapters. And then there's a section called Visions of Saints. And then a second section called Visions Reported by Saints. A third section, Visions Attributed to Saints. A fourth section, Other Catholic Visionaries. And a fifth section, Legendary and Literary Visions. And then sources and acknowledgments. What's interesting is it gives you the literary sources for the different chapters. And it starts after the introduction, the 2 chapters there are what the Bible tells us about hell, and then it goes into this other stuff. Let's see. It looks like it's got footnotes throughout. Here, I'll show you. Here's a good example. Both of these pages have footnotes on the bottom. There are subheadings. And there's a line before the footnotes so you can tell the footnotes from the main text. I saw on the other page there is that it does reference the Catechism of the Catholic Church, and it tells you where to look in the Catechism. So if you were wondering if this had any references to the Catechism, it does. Every quote, it looks like, is pretty well referenced. Let's see if I can get to, let's see. Here's the beginning of chapter 1, what it looks like. It gives you the chapter number at the top, the title of the chapter, and then a subtitle, and then it goes into the text. So it's laid out pretty neat. Let's see if there's anything in the back besides acknowledgments. Yeah, there is sources and acknowledgments, and it tells you the title of the work. It tells you the publisher and the page numbers. And it even tells you which edition. So if it's a work that's been available in multiple editions, it tells you which specific edition. That's interesting. Yeah, it does go into the words used in the New Testament in the original language. Gives you explanations of that. Let's see, chapter 1. Wow, this gets very detailed. But there are people I've heard of before becoming Catholic that I have read little bits of other materials by them. I'll read who some of these people are real quick before wrapping up the video. Saint Hildegard of Bingen, I'm not sure if that's how that's pronounced. Saint Catherine of Siena, I've heard of her before. Saint Bede. Yeah, Saint Bede, when looking at the history of England and stuff, Saint Bede comes up. And I think I have a book somewhere by Saint Bede. Saint Alphonsus Liguori, I learned about him when I was going through OCIA. The Apocalypse of Peter and the Apocalypse of Paul, it's stuff I've known about, but I haven't sat down to read. The Vision of Thurkill, never heard of that writing before. The Voyage of Saint Brendan, The Vision of Merlino, Dante's Inferno. I have the Divine Comedy over on one of my shelves. And the Spiritual Exercises of St. Ignatius of Loyola, I have, but I have not done a video on yet. I think this looks like an interesting book. I have another book by him besides the Spiritual Warfare Manual and the Spiritual Warfare Bible. I have a book about the titles of Jesus that are found in the New Testament. This looks like it'll be an interesting book. I've read other books on this topic, even though this is a topic that, in all honesty, creeps me out. And I'm someone who as a teenager read Stephen King novels. Trying to think if there's anything else I want to bring up. Oh, this cover artwork was done by Gustave Doré. He did a whole, something like 200 pieces of artwork based on the Bible. Here, I'll try and show it a little bit because you can go online and look up his artwork. Some of it's fascinating, like his illustration of Noah's flood is one of the interesting things, and his artwork based on Genesis verse 1, that one is really interesting too. And then he has some really neat illustrations from the life of Jesus that he did. I don't remember if I ever seen any of his art on the Book of Revelation, but a lot of the artwork of his I've seen is really neat. One of these days I need to get that Bible that has the Gustave Doré art in it. I think this will be an interesting book to read. I don't know when I'll get around to reading it though, because there's so many other books this year that I want to read. But I couldn't pass up getting it for $5 though. For a book that I got for $5, this is great. It's well made. The dust jacket is really nice. And even without the dust jacket, the book looks cool. I'm gonna see if this has anything. There is nothing on here about when that sale ends or anything, but there is a quote from St. John Bosco. Only God knows the good that can come about by reading one good Catholic book. That's cool. All right. So that's The Saints Who Saw Hell by Paul Thigpen. This has been a really cool unboxing. If there's any other Catholics interested in this subject, this might be a good place to start. I know he did another book that is called The Saints Who Battled Satan. I think that's what it's called. It's also available from the same publisher. I'll try to put a link to that one in the description too, just in case there's people interested in that. Oh, there's those things on the back of the book like you usually see of somebody who's read it and gave it like a quick review. Matt Fradd, who I've seen on YouTube in a few YouTube videos. And I also saw him in a documentary at church. Here's what he has to say about this book. The word hell has become a common and careless profanity that obscures the sobering reality of its true meaning. In Saints Who Saw Hell, the Catholic Church's teaching about the fate of the damned is defined, defended, and amply illustrated through the testimony of Scripture and other reports from visions across the centuries. These witnesses challenge us to seek God's mercy and to live our lives daily in the light of eternity. And he's the host of the podcast, Pints with Aquinas. Really cool. Oh, if you're wondering how many pages this might be, with the sources thing in the back, it's 188 pages. So it's less than 200 pages. Depending upon how quickly you read, this might not take that long to read. But if you're one of those people with how many notes are in here and you're wanting to do more research, it might take longer. I would say this is worth at least going to your local library at the very least and seeing if you like it and then order it from Tan Books. This only took about a week to come when I ordered it. I can't remember if it was free shipping or the lowest shipping rate. Whatever. Yeah, it was the lowest shipping rate. And it still came in a week. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful week, and I will see you in the next video. Please like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the channel.